Baby Falak was only one of the millions, and her story is neither extraordinary nor special, yet we mourn the loss of the 2-year-old that fought bravely for her life. She was brought to the hospital, and there are bite marks on her body and her arm was broken. She was suffering from a serious head injury, and there are burnt marks covering her face and body. After that, her biological mother was found, Mooney. What had happened to this poor baby and her mother? It was discovered that Mooney was sold by her husband after her marriage, and after being trafficked through numerous states, she had to be sold into a second marriage and was forced to leave 3 children into the care of the horrible traffickers that promised to look after them and yet never do.
They did a rescue recently of 72 or 3 ladies on GB Road. Many of them had the same story of, I married this man named Raj Kumar, and then he brought me here. It's either the name, Raj Kumar could be translated Prince Charming. It's just sick, all of it. Yeah, so they believe that they've married this wonderful guy. This is either he's told them they have to work to earn money, or he just really just sells them into a brothel. It seems typical now that girls fall in love and get married, and the guy that they're marrying is a trafficker.
Another way that human traffickers get their victims is simply by abduction. This is another story of a young girl, Sajda, that was kidnapped and forced into sex trafficking. One day her parents come back home to find Sajda missing. They look everywhere, knocking on doors, and eventually go to the police that night. The police make a snide remark, "You shouldn't come to us, but you should look for a boy that disappeared around the same time," implying that Sajda had run away from home. For months, Sajda is missing, and then finally, with the help of an NGO, a girl is rescued from a brothel who says that she saw Sajda captured and dropped on the couch of her brothel. Sajda is still yet to be found. However, her parents continue to hope every day, mouthing the words, "She is alive, she is alive."
The homes are all overcrowded that they have. So like the government home is Nirmal Chaya. It's connected to the jail in central Delhi. So in a girl, they have room for 50 girls, and they typically have over 100. And it's, yeah, so that's where a girl would normally go, and they can't get counseling. They meet once with a social worker, once with a counselor, I think. And so really it's a holding cell. The stories that we hear are just ridiculous as to the care they get. If they're not sick going in, they're going to get sick from the food. And there's a lot of, because they're not watched that carefully, the girls start abusing each other. Of course, sickness, you catch different diseases from each other. So it's just not a good place, and I don't see how they could recover. It might be they're not being sold or they're not being trafficked anymore, but they're still getting hurt.
More people need to know about this issue, and we need to raise awareness about it. The important thing is not to know something, but to use that knowledge and help these innocent victims. Also, there needs to be more attempts at poverty alleviation, because the poorer you are, the more vulnerable you are to trafficking, because you can't defend yourself and no one can help you. Also, trafficking leaves a long trail in and out of the country, so there needs to be stronger border security to reduce human trafficking.
CBI, which is like FBI in America here, they have just now been trained in trafficking, a human trafficking task force or something like that. And some of our girls have to go, they've been rescued by the CBI. And our experience so far is that they have no clue what they're doing and don't handle the cases very well. So even for them to have more training would be very important. Girls having been in a brothel for a long time, they are so brainwashed believing that this is what I want to do, and this is good money. I want to get out and go back. So unless a girl can be rehabilitated to see that she's not making any money, she's being used, you know, and the people don't care for her, she's going to go back. So if that can change, a girl could change.
If we don't do anything, we're just as much to blame as those that sell these women, as those that live in wealth from the sufferings of millions.